Hi, this is Jeremy here from Coast City Styles. I've got the new DC Universe Young Justice Artemis figure. These are just hot in off the truck today, so we thought we'd take a look at one, crack it open, see what it looks like, see how it stacks up to the other 6-inch DC figures. As you can see here, the boxes are similar to the DC Universe 2-packs, of course -1, but with all the time and effort it looks like they put into the accessories, I think they'll offset that. These are a little bit more expensive than the regular 6-inch DC Universe figures, but I think some of that goes into the molding for the unique accessories. Hopefully we'll see some of these used down the road. I think the archery range and things like that would be great to see with a new Green Arrow or Ollie Queen figure there. Even I'd take a Connor right now as a Green Arrow, just kind of to have a little bit more variety in the line. Okay, first let's take a look at the accessories. The package advertised 7 weapons and dioramas. I have to assume that they meant each arrow. There's 5 arrows, you have a bow, and I'm not sure where they counted the other weapon, maybe the quiver that's on Artemis that we'll go ahead and take a look at here in just a minute. I do like how the training range, pretty simple. You have, target, few shots, bullseyes, of course, what would you expect? And I like how it has a bow holder. I thought that was something kind of neat. One thing about the bow too that I think they do a little bit better than they've done like on Green Arrow is the arrow's not actually molded into it, so it has little grooves that you can pop it in and out and slide different arrows in. I just left the deer hunter blade in there. Your other arrows that you get are, I'd say, a little kind of generic. They just look like your explosive grenade types. Mine. You can make them whatever you really want them to be. I assume this would be your extreme close of a gas canister, and then you have the little portable range, or maybe it's a recycle bin, trash can. I could see it being a recycle bin. I mean, Artemis is green, think Green Arrow, Green Archer, I don't know. Or it gives you a place at least to keep your arrows in the meantime when you're not playing with Artemis or having her set up and display. Artemis does have her quiver. The arrows are molded in, so they're not going to come out or anything. It does fit on her a little bit tight. Okay, and then Artemis herself. Artemis does come with her own bow and quiver. It has pre-molded arrows in there, so I guess they're counting that as one of the weapon accessories. It just fits over her shoulder. Very, very simple. Slide it over. Manipulate that. If you have a hard time getting it over her head, one thing I thought was interesting was what they did with her ponytail. It's just a simple ball joint, so if you're having a hard time, you can move her around and get her arm in there just right to get her quiver in place, and then just put that piece right back in. I see that eventually in Lost or somewhere, but it's a little different approach than they've used with the hair and some of the other DC Universe female figures. As far as articulation, you do have the full head rotation minus the ponytail, shoulders. It's your basic DC Universe articulation. You do one difference I did notice was in the middle you do have a little bit of a hip crunch, and that was not present on the last Star Sapphire Wonder Woman that from the DC 17 that I took a look at. The legs, you have your basic range here, movement side to side. Knees, you just have the one knee joint, and then you have a pair of worthless ankle joints that they look like they're supposed to move, but there's absolutely no give and nowhere for them to go compared to the molded boots. They just kind of really limit what she can do, where she can stand, and what she can do. So, one litmus test I have for almost all my figures that drives me crazy is when they won't stand by themselves. So I can put Artemis there, I can pose her, I can stand her by herself. So for that's always a plus for me and something that I like to see in all my figures. How she compares to like another woman sculpt is she is slightly smaller, you'll see, than Wonder Woman here in stature, which would make sense. You have a teenage girl. So hopefully, I'd like to see this maybe used for some of the Teen Titans figures if they do any of those in the future. To kind of get them more in scale, and bring them down. It's good to see a little bit different female butt compared to the standard one that's been issued with most of the figures in the past. Overall, I think it's a great figure. I'm looking forward to see the rest of the Young Justice figures, you know, in this 6-inch size. They have announced a Robin and an Aqualad, and we'll take a look at those when those come out. Like I said, if you like the figure, want to win it, go ahead and stop by our Facebook page for a chance to go ahead and win that. We'll give this away at the end of the month. If you like the review, great, go ahead and like it. We'd be glad to do more of these in the future if people find them helpful or useful. And we appreciate you taking the time to go ahead and watch this. Thank you.